I think the way that we've gone about it's kind of, you know, it has not been tactful. But ultimately, I think they'll iron it out. But what your story kind of resonates with what we're dealing with right now. So I understand that.
So do you think the NAR changes, do you think that ultimately protects the consumer? In two parts, part of there is, do you think that the consumer, if they're looking at a home and they're looking for, let's say, a deal, if you will, if they choose to not have real representation, to try to negotiate those extra, 1 to 3% or whatever it may be, the outcome there, and I've seen it too many times, is I'm saying, quote unquote, saving money.
Correct.
But the outcome there, typically, a professional real estate agent ends up negotiating a better contract or negotiating through a home inspection, or probably see some things or flaws within the home that maybe a homeowner hasn't seen and the seller doesn't necessarily have to disclose. But without representation, like, how is this truly protecting the buyer?
Well, you bring up an interesting point because it is kind of Pandora's box. So you can look at it from that perspective and you can say, well, having a dedicated professional that has all they do all day is look at houses and have these transactional experiences that they can speak on, it gives you a tremendous benefit as a buyer to have that. But we are noticing a lot of people say, you know what? I just want the house. And so if to be more competitive, I think I'm going in to this without representation so that maybe I have a little bit more pull with the listing agent. You got to understand the listing agent's going to get paid what they're getting paid. They're not, and most brokers are going to say, if you're taking that listing at 4, 5, 6% total commission, most brokers are set if there is another side to this transaction, meaning if there is buyer representation, we're going to cooperate with that buyer and we're going to share a portion of our commission with that buyer agent. When there is no buyer agent, the listing agent's just making more money because most of these brokers are instructed by their leads, by whoever's running their company, be it the Coldwell Bankers, the Sotheby's, the Compasses. They're all saying, we're not expecting you to drop your fee just because somebody is not represented. That's a them problem, not a you problem.
Right.
So the buyers that think that they're saving money,